Have you ever noticed how desires can feel like a double-edged sword? They motivate us, but leave us chasing fleeting pleasures. What if we could transform those desires into something more? Something that leads to true freedom and lasting happiness. Because guess what? Now you will know how to do it. Imagine your mind as a captive, chained by the senses. It craves only what it sees, hears, and touches. For instance, our eyes behold a beautiful house, and we desire to live in one, just like it, or even better. We envision strolling through a magnificent garden, adorned with an array of blooming flowers, and their captivating fragrance filling our senses. We yearn to possess such a garden and bask in its delightful aroma forever. And our hands long to carry objects that feel pleasant to the touch. Thus, our mind becomes enslaved by our senses, fixated only on acquiring all these material objects of desire that gratify our senses. Enchanted by the material world, you forget that you have nothing in common with the perishable body, and identify with this temporary form, succumbing to its fears and desires. In this way, the soul, a living being, transforms into a prisoner of its own body, and as long as you remain in this state, your body controls you. Your material mind and body compel you to do everything in your power, to surround yourself with utmost comfort and indulge in as many physical pleasures as possible. Blinded to anything else, unaware of how to attain true happiness, we become attached to things that enslave us even further. Our body and everything that surrounds us is a creation of nature, a temporary manifestation of God's material energy. When your mind becomes attached to it, you have to born and die in this world again and again. This world is a mere illusion. There is no true life here, because true life is eternal and exists only in the everlasting spiritual world. We are here temporarily, and just as a child loses interest in toys, we too, after playing and realizing that there is no happiness here, must do everything to return home. To achieve this, all you need to do is to acquire knowledge about who you truly are and how you differ from the world you live in now. And as you embark on a spiritual path and start gathering information from authoritative sources, your mind will gradually transform from material to spiritual, and you will regain control over your senses, mind and body, and they will cease to govern you. Those things once you yearned for, like a beautiful house, an expensive car, luxurious clothing, will no longer hold your allure. Instead, you will begin to perceive God's presence beside you, and an ever-increasing taste of eternal spiritual bliss and happiness, incomparable to any earthly pleasures. Your mind and senses will no longer be attached to temporary things, but to everlasting joy. Achieving this requires so little. Simply remember God, start and continue learning about Him, and make a conscious effort to avoid sin. That's all. Eternal life and happiness are not a dream, but a reality attainable by anyone willing to embark on a spiritual path and acquire true knowledge. And if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.